Get your travel facts here.
Pack your bags, we are taking a trip to the moon today. The moon hasn't been walked on by man since 1972. After astronaut Neil Armstrong landed on the moon as part of the Apollo 11 mission in 1969. 12 men walked on the moon between those years, and all spacecraft on the moon's surface since have been unmanned. The moon could soon be visited by humans again. The Artemis program aims to send the first woman and the next man to the moon, and lay the foundations for further human exploration to Mars. The first spacecraft to the moon was a Soviet craft. In the race to space, the former Soviet Union launched before the US with its unmanned Luna 1 mission in 1959. The craft didn't land on the moon. It was the first craft to reach the vicinity of the moon, missing the landing due to a timing issue during the launch. Luna 1 was also the first to go on to orbit the Sun. The Luna 2 craft was the first man-made, unmanned object to touch the moon later that year. During the 50s, the US considered detonating a nuclear bomb on the moon. A top-secret project transpiring in 1958, Project A119, also known as a study of lunar research flights. It was planned as a show of strength and to boost domestic confidence at a time when the US was lagging in the race to space to the Soviets. If the bomb had exploded on the moon, the flash of light would have been visible to people on Earth with the naked eye. There are rules for how the moon's craters are named. Brussels engineer Michael van Langren began the custom of applying personal names to lunar formations in 1645, starting with the names of kings and other distinguished people. The Sun and the Moon only appear to be the same size from Earth. The Moon is 400 times smaller than the Sun, but it looks the same size in Earth's sky because the Moon is 400 times closer to Earth than the Sun. One theory is, the Moon is a broken-off piece of the Earth. Consensus about how the Moon formed is that billions of years ago, a protoplanet crashed into Earth and the pieces of it revolved around the Earth to form the Moon. Tides are caused by the Moon. There are two bulges in Earth resulting from the gravitational pull of the Moon. One bulge is on the side of Earth that faces the Moon, the other is on the side that faces away. When the Earth rotates, the bulges move around in the oceans, causing the high tides and low tides in oceans all over the world. The Moon has quakes and is shrinking. The gravitational pull of the Earth causes small moonquakes, several kilometers beneath the surface, causing ruptures and cracks. The Moon is a dusty ball of rock, measuring 3,476 kilometers in diameter, roughly a quarter of the size of Earth. Its surface is home to mountains, huge craters and flat plains called seas made of hardened lava. The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite, a celestial body that orbits our planet. Its orbit around our planet is shaped like a slightly squashed circle, an ellipse. It takes 27.3 days for the Moon to travel all the way around the Earth and complete an orbit. As the Moon travels, it rotates on its own axis, just like Earth. It takes roughly the same time for the Moon to make a full rotation as it does for it to complete an orbit. We only see around 60% of the Moon's surface from Earth. The part that faces Earth is known as the near side, and the other, the far side. The temperature on the Moon varies from extremely hot to extreme cold. When the Sun hits its surface, the temperatures can reach a scorching 127 degrees Celsius. When the Sun goes down, the temperature can drop to around minus 153 degrees Celsius. That's cold. The Moon has gravity, like Earth, the force that pulls things towards the ground. But the Moon's gravity is much weaker. In fact, only 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. You'd weigh much less if you were to stand on the Moon. The Moon is moving away from our Earth. by approximately 3.8 centimeters away from Earth every year. The estimate is it will continue for around 50 billion years. By then, the Moon will be taking around 47 days to orbit the Earth instead of the current 27.3 days. The Moon has no atmosphere. This means that the surface of the Moon is unprotected from cosmic rays, meteorites and solar winds, and has huge temperature variations. With no atmosphere means no sound can be heard on the Moon, and the sky will always appear black. Under the surface of the Moon, there is water, in the form of ice trapped within dust and minerals. Water has been detected on areas of the lunar surface, in permanent shadow and are therefore very cold. Enabling the ice to survive, the water on the Moon was most likely delivered to the Moon by comets. The Moon formed 4.51 billion years ago, around 50 million years after the formation of the Solar System. The chemical composition of the lunar surface is composed of alumina 14.9 to 24.0%, silica 45%, iron oxide 5.9 to 14.1%, lime 11.8 to 15.9%, magnesia 7.5 to 9.2%, sodium oxide 0.6%, and titanium dioxide 0.6 to 3.9%. The crust of the Moon, on average, is about 50 kilometers, 31 miles, thick. Our Moon orbits the Earth at an average speed of 1.28 light seconds. The first to understand and record the lunar cycles were Babylonian astronomers in the 5th century BC. Surrounding the Moon is a permanent asymmetric dust cloud. A smartphone is more powerful than the computers that were used to land Apollo spacecraft on the Moon. Fresh tracks and footprints left by astronauts on the Moon could remain intact for millions of years, because of the absence of wind and water on the Moon. Deriving from the Old English expression Mona comes the name Moon, coming from a Proto-Germanic term Menon, in turn originating from the Proto-Indo-European word mensis, meaning month. The expressions Luna, Cynthia, and Selene are also used to refer to the Moon, both in literature and science. The Moon's time zone is called Lunar Standard Time, LST. A year consists of 12 days named after the 12 astronauts that first set foot on the Moon. Thank you for watching. If there is anything else you would like to know about the destination, please let me know in the comments and I will try to include in the next video.
Subscribe, notifications, like, comment, share.
See you next time.